Yo, peace. Yo, this is Lord Supreme. I'm on my way to the train station. I just came from my job. I wanted to build today on the Supreme Alphabet, which is the 22nd letter, which is victory. A lot of times people think that when it comes down to victory, you need to have a big accomplishment in your life in order for you to feel like you're successful. No, that's not always the case. Victory is obtained through taking small steps to bring you to the ultimate goal. You gotta learn to be a victor in your endeavors and not a victim. Most people, when they come into the knowledge of themselves. They come, in a formulated state which is underdeveloped, and they don't really know whether or not, hey, peace. They don't know whether or not they know how to obtain victory because they want everything all at once. Uh, Victory, in a sense, is to be triumphant by gaining knowledge of yourself. And knowledge of self, in the essence, definitely means, knowing who you are and identifying yourself with the relationships to the universe and the universe relationship to you, and how you can be able to coincide and go hand in hand with that. You know what I'm saying? Um, it isn't always about, you know, you accomplishing a big goal in regards to what you want to do in your life. You know what I'm saying? Small steps might be you finally got out of that relationship that you was looking for. Um, you finally got the job that you wanted. Uh, you finally, got your child to say their ABCs all the way from A to Z. That's victory. You know what I'm saying? Because that means that you're properly educating yourself and properly taking the right methods of approach in order for you to be successful in your undertakings. Today's math, which is wisdom, it tells you gotta walk out how you talk it. So if you about that life, then be about that life. You know what I'm saying? Nothing has ever gotten accomplished with people talking and exchanging ideas. I mean, you can exchange ideas all day, but if you're not being applicable in what you're saying or what you say you're gonna do, then it's to no avail. You know what I'm saying? Now you're living a culture unlike what you say that you live in. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a good example of what I mean when I say that. See, when people say, yo, nigga, you ain't about that life, you ain't about, saying doing what you do, and then other people are like, oh, okay, well, you know what, I don't need to talk to you about it. I'll just show you. You know what I'm saying? This is show and prove, not show and tell. You know what I'm saying? There's too many instances where in life where people might feel like they obtained victory, but they haven't because of maybe a small setback or something that's holding them in regards to being free. See, today is all being born to culture. Freedom is applied to 40 or more. You know what I'm saying? That's when your understanding is born. Um, that's when you reach 40, you know what I'm saying? When your understanding is born and you're free to be able to think independently. I mean, you're still able to in the same sense. However, what I mean by that is, when you in your understanding ciphers, that means that you're going through the experiences of seeing how things take place and come into fruition. When you're in your culture ciphers, your culture, your way of life is supposed to bring forth freedom and liberation and emancipation, mentally as well as physically. I mean, you're supposed to already have that when having knowledge of yourself. I'm just saying as far as your physical degree, your age, your physical age. A lot of brothers and sisters may ask questions in regards to when it comes down to this culture. And I speak highly about my way of life. I don't play around my way of life. I don't know how to go about knowing anything else. I mean, I study all different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? And I study different ways of life in order for me to gain an understanding and how to be victorious in my endeavors. You know what I'm saying? There's some more little principles, there's small little things in each walk of life that you could gain and gain the best part out of. That don't necessarily mean you have to be subjected to that way of life. You know what I'm saying? So being victorious. I mean, the way I became victorious, um, I just stopped unlearning the things that I used to know. And I put that book down, I put a new book, and I picked a new book up and started a new chapter in my life. See, a lot of times, victory doesn't have to be in a massive accomplishment. Like, you won't have to accomplish everything all at once. You know what I'm saying? The beginning of a journey starts with one step. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 miles equals, you know, it begins with one step. So you got to be able to know and understand where you stand at, or where you going in life, and what type of things you want to accomplish, what type of tasks you want to get fulfilled or requests. Because overall, right, if you don't know what victory looks like, you're always going to victimize yourself. You're always going to fall victim to, you know, people's way of thinking and people's way of doing things and handling situations. And if you're not going to have your own level of what you obtain as victory. See, my victory is, I'm going to tell you something. This is my victory. Having a good relationship with my son, having a good relationship with my friends, my family, taking care of myself, being successful in all that I accomplish and all that I say that I want to accomplish, and just taking small steps on a day-to-day basis and knowing and understanding that life's problems are always going to come at me, but I know how to prepare myself. Or matter of fact, I know how to stay ready. You know what I'm saying? Victory is you have to be on your toes. You got to stay ready. You can't just go into something and tell myself I'm going to win it. You got to have preparation. That's the key. Preparation is the key to victory. That means that if you prep yourself, like I'll give you a good example. I'll give you a good example of what victory is, right? For instance, let's just say a line prep, right? He goes into his job and he sees that everything is not ready as far as when it's time for him to start sending that stuff down the line, he can send it down the line. Instead, he has to backtrack. He has to do double work, prep the line, get everybody else ready, get everybody else in line, instead of already having everybody else in line. That's being victorious because that's a small step. Because you as a line prep, you got to make sure that everything on that line is ready to go, RTG. Because at the end of the day, if you ain't preparing yourself for what's to come, how are you going to be able to deal with it? Same thing as cooks. You think that a chef just goes in and takes an order and then he starts cooking it? No, it's already prepped. It's already there. So he's already a step ahead. See, victory is knowing when you're at your mark and you make it there and you don't go past that mark. That's when victory is. See, they say when in victory, know your mark and know when to stop. Because when you go past victory, that means that you're being greedy now. That's definitely what that means. You're being greedy now, and you're not really taking into consideration this said situation or the outcome or the consequence that what can happen if you go past victory. Because anything marked past victory means that you're just striving to be greedy. You're trying to get more than what you bargained for. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you're trying to impress now instead of just doing what's necessary for you to be successful. So, what am I saying in regards to victory? There's always a mark in victory. Know where the mark stands at and know when aiming towards victory, never go past your mark. Because you can always be victorious. See, like, okay, I'll give you a good example of what I mean when I say that. Because a lot of people probably like, well, what do you mean when you say don't go past your mark? A lot of times in life, right, we end up, like for instance, you could beat somebody in chess like 5 times in a row. But now you want to embarrass them, so you want to beat them 10 times in a row. Well, if you're victorious in beating somebody 5-0 in chess, which is one of the most strategic and analytical games ever that you can play, as far as thinking process and observation skills and using deciphering techniques on how to break down your opponent, and you've been doing that for the past 5 games, and you've been rocking them, doing what you got to do, and all of a sudden, your 5-0 becomes 10-5 now. Now he's 10-5. Now he's over here beating you. Now he's up 5 games. If you would have just took your 5 games and said, you know what, I'm good for the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and stretch it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to keep playing, you can, but I'm good though. You know what I'm saying? I got my 5 wins. That's all I need. That's when you know you are stopping at your mark. I mean, you're offering. You know, if the person wants to continue playing, then why not? That's what I mean when don't go past your mark of victory. Because whenever you're successful in your undertakings, it's the same thing. Now it was like, okay, for instance, see, people end up, when they become successful, they end up being greedy. Because some people end up being greedy because now they want more of what that is. For instance, like, Like, okay, me, I'm very competitive when it comes to basketball. I'm very, very competitive. Like, I'm seriously competitive. Like, I play ball, and I want the best out of myself, and I expect nothing less. That's why I'm the supreme being, because I expect nothing less. The most highest form of living mathematics. Um, when I play basketball, and I win like 4 or 5 games, you know what I usually do? Now, I don't try to do this to be funny, but I usually take a break. You know what I'm saying? I might cool out, chill, might kick it with my boys or something like that. And then afterwards, I might go back at it, but I know that I achieved my goal and what my objective was in victory. In victory, you have to know when, like I said, in victory, you got to know your mark and know not to go past it. Because if you go past your mark, then that's something that you ask for, that you set yourself up for. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to do that. You don't want to set yourself up. All right? So, yeah, I just wanted to build on said topic in regards to victory in our supreme alphabet and what it means and how I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, today's math is wisdom, which brings forth culture. You gotta walk it like you talk it, and when you talk it and you live in it, that means that you showing and proving it. That means that you're being victorious in all of your endeavors and your undertakings. So with that being said, y'all have a blessed day. I'm about to head to this. I'm getting ready to go to this train station. I'm all tongue tied and spend some time with my fam and see what's going on out there in Born Part Truth. Build this paradise. All right, y'all. Peace to the Lord, 5%, and all civilized and righteous people of the universe.